There's a bison here, you want to see it? Look at this bad boy. See if I can zoom in. Cheeky little rascal. Nestled in there. A water bison, I suppose. Going for a wee snooze. Being like, oh my god, are you a famous YouTube blogger? Can I get a selfie with you? I'm your biggest fan, man. Oh my god, I was your first subscriber. Thank you, Bison. Goodbye, Mr. Bison. Something that I've been experiencing recently is that one thing for me has always been comparing myself to others, as it is for everyone, right? This is how the ego works. The ego lives on comparison. So, you know, you think you're funny and then you meet someone that's funnier than you and you're like, oh my god, my entire foundation of life is gone. Or you think you're pretty smart and then you meet someone who's smarter than you and then you're like, fucking gives you a fucking panic attack. This has happened to me a million fucking times. You know, I thought it was charismatic, I thought it was funny, I thought it was smart. And then you meet people that are better than you at those things. Better looking than you, smarter than you, richer than you, more successful, higher status. And it leads to a crisis and you start doubting yourself completely. You doubt your own powers, you go to nothing because you're like, fuck, if I don't have this thing, if I'm not better than people in this way, then what am I? What's the point? What's the point of my existence? And that's living in the ego. That's what it feels like. And even if you're good, even if you are funny, even if you are rich and handsome and smart, there's always someone who's better than you in these areas. Always. And that means that when you meet this person, you're going to have a crisis because you've based your entire life on an aspect of your personality that's external. And you live in the ego, which means you compare that aspect of the personality with other people's aspect of personality because the ego lives in separation. And all the ego can do is see you over there and me here. And when you see the separation between 2 points, you compare. Because, you know, in order for there to be separation, there has to be comparison between... Yeah. In order for there to be separation, there has to be comparison. No, that doesn't make sense. When two things are separated, the only way for them to be separated is to compare. You know, that thing's over there, I'm over here. You're comparing your relative place in space, I think. Anyways, that's not the most intelligent sounding thing I've ever said in my life, but I'm going to leave it in there because this is open and authentic, and this is me speaking from the heart. And so mostly, I've managed to rid myself of these things. It used to be, oh, he's funnier than me, oh, they've got better travel stories, oh, they're more charismatic, and then it was, oh, they're richer when I got into the marketing world, and then I got rid of that to an extent, I think. Although I haven't been hanging out with many rich people recently, so maybe not. And now it's, oh, they're more spiritual than me, or they're more developed than me, or they're more advanced, more elevated consciousness than me. And I experienced that today to an extent because I was chatting to one friend of mine, and I've gotten used to being the person in a social situation that's like, hey guys, listen to me. I know some shit, by the way. I know some stuff. Gather around and listen to me and I'll tell you how it all is. And I try not to be like that. And I didn't think I was like that. But today, when I was speaking to this friend who was giving me some lessons about things that I thought I knew, and was showing me other ways to look at things, was teaching me something, essentially. There was a part of me that was like started kind of rejecting it, or revolting, or getting insecure, feeling intimidated, which was used to be always the feeling, by the fact that this guy knows more than me, which is stupid, because it's a gift when someone knows more than you. It's good. You don't want to be the smartest person in the fucking room. No, that's what I'm saying about myself. But you want other people that are around you that are going to challenge you and push you. Your ego doesn't, because your ego wants to be the smartest person in the room. So your ego wants to be surrounded by sycophants. But yeah, today I noticed that that element of my consciousness, my element of personality, that element of the ego is still kind of there sometimes. That kind of like, oh, I need to be the guy that's got the smartest thing to say. It's pathetic. However, the aim of the game is awareness, and it's worked thus far. And so I'm aware that this is happening, I'm aware that this still exists in my consciousness. And therefore, in due time, it will evaporate, because that's how it works. So yeah, this is a different style, where I'm just talking to the camera and there's no preparation whatsoever. I'm going to test this. Hello. I'm going to test this, as well as doing some more curated stuff, and we'll see what that's like. Alright, thanks very much. Take it easy.